My name is Evan Hill with All Seasons Exteriors here in Aurora, Colorado, in March of 2022, doing a post-home inspection. Roof had a look at all slopes and all facets of your roof, and I highlighted a few things with some sidewalk chalk. Don't worry, it just washes off with one rain. But a lot of places that I didn't mark up because there was actually just so many, and I'll give you an example. Your roof definitely does have very good evidence of hail damage, and how I know this is the top layer, the asphalt kind of granules of your shingles, the top protective coating, if you will. And when a hail strike actually happens, you can see it's in a circular fashion here. It's probably about half-inch type size hail, and it made this complete dent here and knocked all those granules off. We exposed the second layer, some of the actual fiberglass, which is the bottom layer of the shingle. It's quite a deep hail strike. An insurance company, that's what they look for. That's what State Farm and what I've been trained to look for when they look for significant hail damage on a roof. And you can see there's some larger ones right here, and some of this other stuff, like where you see this kind of granule loss around the corners, that's just wear and tear that happens to any shingle over time with enough sun exposure. But in terms of what you're mentioning, the mold and things like that, there are a few places here on your roof where I'd say likely, just because there was snow and ice over time on the roof, just kind of sitting, that probably developed. But as you can see, that just rubs right off. Here's another kind of good spot of it. All you have to do is just kind of clean that off, and then the mold actually doesn't have a problem at all. That would wash off just kind of in the summer months with some water and a lot of heat. So only a few places on the roof, or there's one or two over there, small ones, where that's existing. But again, that's just moisture kind of sitting on the roof for quite a long time. So you can see over here another kind of good example of some of the hail damage on the roof on the back slope. What State Farm and all insurance companies do when they come and do an inspection, if a claim is filed, is they mark off a 10-foot by 10-foot area like I've done here, and they count those significant hail strikes. They usually need to find between 8 and 10 on every slope of the roof to do a full roof replacement. I stopped counting here at 10, and I found a number of these hail strikes on every slope of the roof. Found dents on the metal vents, so you can see that's what we would call collateral other damage other than just the roof. There are some places, like here's a good example. This is not hail damage. Likely that is from someone working on the roof. Maybe the roofers that actually did this, a tool, something like that, scraped that, and then eventually that just got worse over time. So that's also a concern. A lot of places like that on the roof that have just gotten worse with over time, cuts or scrapes. Here's another example of it. But the hail damage, as you can see, is pretty extensive on a lot of areas of the roof. On both of these kind of top slopes, you're seeing quite a bit of it. So my professional opinion, with all the collateral damage, the dents to the venting, and hail in just various parts of the roof, you definitely should file a claim to have this roof replaced. And I'll send you the details of what to do about that.